Right, I decided to do a video on how to change out the low beam bulb on a 2013 Mercedes GLK 350. Tried to do searching on the internet, YouTube videos, but really couldn't find a video that showed changing out this exact type. There were a number on the old type that had the spring clip that seemed to be a pain to change, but this doesn't have the spring or the clip, so that's a key to keep in mind. So here's what the manual said. Actually, I don't have a video, but pictures that should be helpful. So here's the manual, and it says the low beam headlamp is number 1, so if you're looking facing the front of the vehicle, it's going to be the farthest over to the left and the right side of the car, standing in front of it, looking toward it. And I used a Sylvania's H7 bulb, 55 watts, and so if you read the owner's manual, it has a section on changing the front bulbs. It says low beam headlamps, halogen headlamps. So you want to switch off the lights, open the hood. There's a housing cover that used to protect the bulb and the connector. So you just want to, it's a little plastic circular cover. You just want to turn that counterclockwise and pull it off. And here it says next that at the bulb holder, push the bulb upwards, disconnect it, and pull it out of the bulb holder. So this wasn't very helpful because it really wasn't clear on what it meant by push the bulb upwards. I was pushing and nothing was happening, so I did some searching on the internet and on the Mercedes forum, and found a couple of people were asking the same question. And here's just 2 pictures I'm going to show. So this is after you remove that plastic circular cover. This is what you're going to see. I guess the connector is removed from the bulb. So you're looking at the bulb it's retained in this kind of retainer with 3 different clips, if you can see that here. Looks like the connector is the black thing over off to the right hand side. And here's another picture that with the connector still on there. So someone had posted this on the MLB forum, and so he's pointing out there's these 2 clips that's shown with the red writing and the arrows at the bottom, and there's the larger one up at the top above the connector. And so he said that he inserted a small thin screwdriver between the bulb and the base where he's showing the blue arrow. And I guess when I was trying to do it, I just inserted a small screwdriver under one of the clips, whichever one was closest and easiest to access. So just kind of played around with that, was able to pry it up, and I guess once I got one end out from under the clip, the rest of the bulb was able to I needed to pull it up a little bit or rotate it, and it popped out. And I would recommend leaving the connector on while you're doing that, because you can use that to grab the connector to gain a little more leverage while you're trying to get the bulb out. Then after I got the bulb out, I basically just positioned it in there, and I guess there's a tab on the bulb. I guess on the top, the largest connector is a little rectangular tab that sticks out. I guess that should go under there, but once you get it sort of in place, I just pushed it in, and then it clipped in all of the 3 clips, and I was ready to go. So here's just a quick video from this site called the Car Kiosk that I've used that had some helpful information. I guess they're saying this is how to change the headlight for a 2010 to 2015 GLK 350, but as you'll see in the video, this wasn't like the connector I had on my car, so if you're going to be doing some searching, you'll probably come across some videos and information that's not going to be may not be exactly the same for what you're trying to deal with. But I'm just going to play this briefly. It's going to show taking off this circular cover, and then they talk about this different type of connector that they're changing out.
Locate the bulb you intend to replace. The steps needed to access the other side are the same as this side. Remove the cover by turning it counterclockwise. Remove the bulb assembly by pulling it straight out. Pull the bulb to remove it from the socket.
So as I said, this is a little different connector. Mine, you just couldn't pull the whole thing and it came out. You had to fiddle with one of the tabs that I showed you, but it wasn't too big of a deal. This is my bulb had gone out on the passenger side, so I ended up buying two Sylvania H7 bulbs because I'm sure the other one on the driver's side was probably going to go out fairly soon. And there's a little more stuff in the way. I don't know what it's called, but there's something running across that's sort of going to be in the way, but you can work around that. But it's similar. So once you change out the passenger side, which is a little easier, now that if you know what to do, doing the driver's side is going to be easier. So I just thought I'd post this video in case others are running into the problem on how to change this out. And as I mentioned, looking in the manual, pulling the bulb upwards didn't really help because you didn't want to pull too hard for fear you might break something. I guess this is this is contained in this I think it's some aluminum retainer that's in this plastic housing that houses the bulb. So if you start pushing on it, you'll feel it move. So as I said, just try to get a little small screwdriver, pry under one of the clips, and you should be able to pull it out and get the new bulb. Stick it in the connector and push it in. Maybe you have to fiddle with it a little bit, but it should go in, and I didn't have really any problems getting the bulb back in. So I hope this is helpful.